pray for this meeting. God, for your wisdom to fall on each and every one of us in our discussions, even in our decisions. For your discernment to come through your Holy Spirit to help us, Lord, as we make decisions that are best for our students and our systems. I thank you for every person that's here, every board member that gives of their time to help lead and guide us. So, Father, bless us in this time, and we praise you. In the glorious name of Jesus Christ, our Lord, I pray.
Next on the agenda is approval of the minutes from May 18th, 2026. You all had these minutes to look at. A motion for approval.
Make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Hearing a motion, is there further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor shall raise their hand. Unanimous. Next on the agenda is adjustment approval of the agenda presented by Dr. Stover.
Thank you, Chairman Settlemeyer, members of the board. Just a few things, but just a reminder tonight to use our microphones. Ms. Wetzel's not able to be with us tonight, but she'll be viewing. That does it for my proposed adjustments.
All right, here are the opposed amendments, removal, and additions. Is there any further discussion? If not, I request a motion for approval.
Mr. Chairman, approve the agenda as presented.
Here a motion, is there further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor shall raise a hand. Unanimous, thank you. Next up, Chairman report. Graduations are over, so now it's time for the summer hiring blitz, Catawba County Schools, and anybody out there needs a job, Ray Thompson right over here can handle that for you, and we'll put you in the right spot. Next up, Superintendent's report by Dr. Stover.
Thank you, Chairman Settlemeyer, members of the board. If you could meet me out front, we've got some special students to recognize this evening. And Dr. McCreary will join us.
Good evening, Dr. Stover, members of the board. We're really excited this evening to recognize one outstanding band student from our middle schools this year, Avery Powers, if you'll come up. He's an 8th grader at Mill Creek Middle School. And hang on a second. We just want to recognize you. We want to recognize you tonight. He made 13th chair clarinet for all-state band in middle school, and there's only 70 students across North Carolina that are selected for all-state band, and he was chosen as 13th clarinet. So we're excited to recognize you this evening, and just an awesome representative for our school system. Okay. Also want to recognize Mr. Long. He is our outstanding band instructor at Mill Creek Middle School. Mr. Long, you want to come up too?
Good evening. I have the privilege to recognize the Mechanical Minds team this year. So this is a group that started at St., but really it's grown beyond just St. Stephen's. So it's at the largest membership to date. It's got 38 members from 4 high schools, obviously St. Stephen's, Challengers, another big population, then Bandy's and Fred T. Ford as well. The lead mentor, Ms. Miller, was unable to be with us tonight. She's out of the country, so unfortunate for us, but fortunate for her, probably. She's enjoying herself. But I've got Jonathan Loss. If he'll come up from CPCC. He was another mentor for this team. As he's coming up, we're going to introduce some students, but just a brief kind of update to this team. Competed in a couple events, UNC Asheville as well as UNC Pembroke. And at the Asheville competition, they won the first, it's not like the first, it's first, all caps first, the name of the competition, First Impact Award, which is actually the most prestigious award at the competition. And they honor a team that best represents a model for other teams to follow. So big award there. Also a team sustainability award at the Pembroke contest. And with that success, they were able to qualify for the North Carolina championship. And since they competed so well at that competition, they were able to partner with Alliance 2. It's kind of like a draft, I guess is how it works. So if you perform well, you group up with another team, and together they were able to go and compete at the first Worlds competition in Houston, Texas. Cool thing about that is how the community bought in. And it was, 2 weeks, and able to raise, I believe, $36,000 for them to travel to Texas, which is pretty amazing. So a lot of hard work, and it's just pretty amazing what these young adults have accomplished this year. So with that, I'm going to turn over to Dr. Loss and let you let's recognize some students.
Yes. So thank you, members of the board, Dr. Stover, Mr. Westmoreland, on behalf of the whole team. We really appreciate your support this year. And excited to recognize these kids. Not all of them were able to be with us tonight. But they worked 8 weeks to build a robot to compete in these different competitions starting at the beginning of the year. So lots of hard work on behalf of all these students, and we're excited to recognize them tonight. So again, not sure if all of them are here tonight, but this is by school. So is Daphne Eddings with us tonight from Bandy's? I think so. Zach Hefner. Yeah, come on, y'all come on in so everybody can be in here. We have Zach Hefner from Fred T. Ford High School. Zach with us tonight. Not able to be here. Giancarlo Balabini from Challenger Early College. Luis Esteban Salto from Challenger Early College. Kingston Free, who is also a district first leadership finalist. Cameron Kale, Cameron with us from Challenger. Kingston was also from Challenger. Tyler Mace from Challenger Early College. Atten McMurray from Challenger, unable to be with us tonight. Rodrigo Ortiz Chavez from Challenger Early College. James Fieldhauser from Challenger Early College. Lucy Vector from Challenger, not with us tonight. Hayden Wallace from Challenger, also not with us. Kaio Yang from Challenger. Taryn Creighton from St. Stephen's, unable to be with us. Allie Berry from St. Stephen's. Brooklyn Crouch from St. Stephen's High School. Isabel Dehart from St. Stephen's. Lashante Dula from St. Stephen's High School. Oliver Ford from St. Stephen's High School. Owen Ford from St. Stephen's High School. Wendy Garcia Lopez from St. Stephen's High School. Jared Humphrey from St. My own son, Noah Loss, unable to be here with us tonight. Matthew Longgrath from St. Stephen's High School. Harper Pyatt from St. Stephen's High School. Kara Ramsey, our team president from St. Stephen's High School. Lillian Reed from St. Stephen's High School. Jalen Scherer from St. Stephen's High School. Lance Thick from St. Stephen's, also a District First Leadership finalist. And Lexi Thompson from St. Stephen's High School. Ashley Valencia Roman, unable to be with us, also from St. Stephen's High School. And we have several other mentors with us. We have Ashley Reed, Chad Crouch, Rodney Pyatt in the back. What we do could not be possible without these men and women who helped the team mentor. So thank you all for your support and recognition tonight. The robot weighs 120 pounds and is like 27 by 27 inches. We have members of our programming team, our mechanical team, electrical team, our drive team, all of them present, and marketing business team tonight. So it takes like 35 kids to make this happen and many mentors. So.
Thank you, guys.
Next on the agenda is the consent agenda for June 8th, which you've all had a chance to look at before the meeting. Seek a motion for approval of the consent agenda items 1 through 5.
Mr. Chairman, I make the motion to approve the consent agenda items as presented.
Hearing a motion, is there further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor shall raise a hand. That is unanimous. Thank you. Next on the agenda is the approval of the 2026-2027 sales and use tax claim refund proposal between Sessions Consulting Incorporated and Catawba County Board of Education, presented by Mr. Stephen Prevet.
Yes, sir.
Seth Prevet. My
It's-
apologies.
It is totally fine. Thank you, Chairman Settlemeyer, members of the board, Dr. Stover. This is an annual tax return, if you will, that we submit to the North Carolina Department of Revenue. But it is for sales tax as opposed to income tax. We have used this vendor for the last 3 years, so that contract has expired, hence why the new one is here before us. 2 of those 3 years, the expense went over $25,000. So I don't expect that to happen again. That was because of all those ESSER dollars, the influx of those funds. So tonight is more a transparency. Just trying to bring it just in case that were to ever happen again. So the way that this works is this gentleman, his name is John Sessions, he would do this return for us, submit it to the North Carolina Department of Revenue. We would pay him out of the proceeds of the refund that he gets on our behalf. So it's not costing us anything out of local dollars. He just takes a cut of what he gets back from us. The other way that this works is a lot of this will be coming in the form of a federal funds refund or child nutrition refund. So we bill his portion of the expense back to those programs as well. He works with 45 other districts across the state. We're looking to continue this relationship with him potentially for the next 2 years. Are there any questions I can answer for you related to this contract?
If there are no questions, Mr. Previtt, I seek a motion for approval of the 2026-2027 sales and use tax claim refund proposal between Sessions Consulting Incorporated and Catawba County Board of Education.
I make a motion.
Hearing a motion, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, show a raise of hand. That is unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Previtt.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is approval of proposed quote from Griffin's Incorporated to purchase and replace classroom camera system in exceptional children's specialized programs. Have Dr. Ashbrook and Dr. McQuarrie on here. Is you, Ms. Ashbrook, Dr. Ashbrook? Okay.
Yes, it's just me. Thank you. Board members, Dr. Stover, we are requesting to purchase 45 cameras to place in our specialized programs. Specialized programs for our EC department include what is known as separate continuum or self-contained programs. We currently have some cameras in some of our adapted curriculum programs. However, the software systems are really becoming outdated, so we need to update those as well as add to the other specialized programs in order to ensure that we have a safe learning environment for our students and for our staff. I think Lynn Headsmith is here as well if we have questions specific to the quote that we're looking at.
So this is going to update our system and
It's
replace some
It's going to
stuff and
replace
then
the
add some
current
stuff as
cameras
well.
and add to our
Okay.
other separate continuum programs that do not have cameras currently.
Okay.
Chairman Settlemeyer, members of the board, also too, as we discussed, we also have a policy that we'll be updating to bring back to you all in regards to our video and audio in our classrooms. And Mr. Westmoreland will be working on that with Mr. Sink. And so we hope to have that maybe July or August update to where we think would be helpful for the board to be. So just want to give you a heads up on that.
Any questions for Dr. Ashbrook on this? Not, I seek approval of proposed quote from Griffin's Incorporated to purchase and replace classroom camera systems at acceptable children's specialized programs.
Make a motion and we approve that, sir.
Hearing a motion, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor shall raise a hand. That's unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 3 has been removed. New business number 4, approval of proposed design County Board of Education for Catawba County Schools 6th grade middle school additions and renovations projects at HMR Middle School, Jacobs Fork Middle School, Mill Creek Middle School, River Bend Middle School, presented by Robert Hoyle. And before you get started, this is your first time up here, so thank you. Everybody give him a round of applause. Robert. First time of many times, I hope.
I hope so. Yeah. Thank you very much. So good evening, Dr. Stover, Chairman Settlemeyer, and members of the board. Tonight, I bring to you a contract for approval for design services between Catawba County Schools and LS3P Architects, and for the 4 schools of Arndt Middle, Jacobs Fork, Mill Creek, and River Bend Middle School. So the contract defines the following: the relationship between the owner, Catawba County Schools, and the designer, LS3P, the basic services and scope of the project, and the compensation. And as you remember, you guys approved that in May, the compensation schedule. LS3P's fees for all 4 projects will total $4.365 million as part of a $71.5 million part of the project, which is essentially 6%, which is very much in line with state averages. So inside the contract, Article 4 defines the payments to the designer and how these are paid They're by a cumulative percentage based on the completion stage of the project. So as we go along, we'll come up to 100% by the end of the project, obviously. So Exhibit A in Article 14 defines the key dates for achievement. There's three main phases, and that is schematic design, which we are in now, SD, design development, or DD, and then construction documents. So the bid document should be ready, we feel like in November, okay, to go out to bid for our subcontractor. Part of that too, as far as liability insurance, LS3P will carry $2 million in professional liability insurance, and general liability, either $2 million or $1 million, depending on the case. Article 10 spells out the unlikely event of early termination and the process for that, which we hope that never happens. And Article 14 also contains exhibits B, C, D, and E, which are design consultants fees, Jessica Lunsford Act compliance, the CM at risk agreement, which will be between Catawba County Schools and Hickory Construction. We hope to pass that at the next June meeting. So, if and when it's approved by the board. So I am happy to answer or try to answer any questions that I can. And I also have representatives here from LS3P that can help us answer questions as well.
Thank you both for all the work you put in on this. I know we've been doing this, it seems like since November or December that we've worked on this. So thanks for all the work you put into it. And I don't have any further questions. Listen. If we don't have any questions, I seek approval of proposed design contract between LS3P Architects and Catawba County's Board of Education for Catawba County Schools 6th grade middle school additions and renovations projects at H.M. Mark Middle School, Jacob Swart Middle School, and Mill Creek Penn Middle School.
Mr. Chairman, I make that motion as presented. Thank you.
Here, a motion. Is there further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor shall raise their hand. That is unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you. So, secondly, I bring to you tonight a contract for approval between Catawba County Schools and Holland and Hamrick Architects for Maiden Middle School. And just as the previous contract, the contract defines the relationship between Catawba County Schools and Holland and Hamrick, the basic services and scope of the project, the compensation, which was approved at the last meeting, which would be $2.4 million on a $39.5 million construction budget at Maiden Middle School, which is in the low 6% range. And again, that's very much in line with state averages. Article 4 defines those payments to the designer and how they are paid over a cumulative schedule. Exhibit A defines the schematic design, design development, and construction document phases. Again, we feel like bid documents will be ready by November or sooner, so that's good. Insurance is the same as with the previous, $2 million in professional liability insurance and either $2 million or $1 million in general liability, depending on the cause. Article 10 spells out early termination in that process, which we feel like is very highly unlikely. The project documents would become joint property of both the owner and the designer. And also Article 14 contains those same exhibits A through E. And again, I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have or refer those to representative from Holland and Hamrick that's here with us as well.
And thank you both for all the work you put in on it. And you've taught me so much about windows. I still remember our conversations at Maiden Elementary when we put windows in. But thank you for all this work you put in on this. And are there any questions on this? Hearing none, I seek a motion for approval of proposed designer contract between Holland and Hamrick Architects and Catawba County Board of Education for Catawba County Schools 6th grade middle school additions and renovations project at Maiden Middle School. Hearing a motion, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor shall raise their hand. That is unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks to Catawba County's commissioners too for allowing us to be able to do this project.
Yes.
Next up is Sourcewell contracts between Royal Wood Associates Incorporated and Catawba County Board of Education for gymnasium floor projects at Maid Middle School and HMR Middle School, presented by Mr. Westmoreland.
All right, good evening, Chairman Settlemeyer, members of the board, Dr. Stover. So I've come to you tonight seeking approval for two gym floor projects, one at Maiden Middle and one at Art Middle. These are Sourcewell contracts, so similar to a state contract. These are negotiated contracts, and we have used this in the past. Both projects would include complete sanding, 2 coats of seal, newly painted lines and logo, as well as 2 coats of finish. You can see the artwork. Marty, if you'll scroll down and show the artwork there. That one's going to be Maiden. And the Maiden costs $31,857. We'll scroll down to Art. Up. Miss it, Marty. The Art project's going to be a little bit more, $34,427. No, it's in their packet. All right, so this project would come from the Capital Outlay Painting Fund, and the Royal Wood Associates would be conducting this work. We've trusted them for about 15 plus years of refinishing our gym floors. So with that, I'll throw it out to you guys for any questions you may have.
How many more times does Maiden's Gym have sanding left in it?
Yeah, so, well, we're gonna keep doing it until we see the nails, until the
Okay.
nails start popping through. So that's kind of when you know it's time. So, so hopefully what our plan is for this to last about 15 years at least, 15 to 20 years. 20 is probably stretching it. But we do refinish, well, not all the way down refinish, but we screen and recoat every year, our competition floor. So this is completely taking it down. So this has to be done about every 15 years.
Okay, I seek approval, or if there are no questions, I seek approval for Sourcewell contract between Royal Oaks Associated Incorporated and Catawba County's Board of Education for gymnasium floor projects at Maiden Middle School and HMR Middle School.
Motion, we approve them. Four.
Hearing a motion, is there further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor shall raise their hand. That is unanimous. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Next
you.
up is a proposal of vendor recommendation for HVAC replacement systems at Bunker Hill High School, presented again by Mr. Westmoreland.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So the Construction Maintenance Department is requesting approval to replace basically 4 HVAC units at Bunker Hill High School gym. These units are 20 plus years old, and we have gotten about the full life out of them as we can get. Our guys have done a nice job having them last as long as they have. So this project involves supplying and installing 4 barred 6-ton units. To reduce the project cost, we're going to have our electricians handle the electrical connections, so there'll be a little bit of cost savings there. This will come out of Capital Outlay HVAC Fund. So our 3 bids here, we've got Hickory Sheet Metal, $66,200. WC Reynolds Mechanical, $69,600, and Curlin Way Mechanical, $77,624.56. And so lowest bidder there, Hickory Sheet Metal. We have used Hickory Sheet Metal in the past, and also this will come with a 5-year warranty on the parts. So respectfully request approval to move forward the lowest bidder, Hickory Sheet Metal, for the total cost of $66,200 on this project.
Have we used Hickory Sheet Metal in the past?
Yes,
Good service out of them.
yes, sir.
All right. Hearing any further questions, I seek approval of proposed vendor recommendation for HVAC replacement systems at Bunker Hill High School, as presented by Mr. Westmoreland. Hearing a motion, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor shall raise a hand. That is unanimous. Thank you,
All
sir.
right, thank you.
Next is presentation of first reading on Catawba County Board of Education policy revisions.
All right. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, thank you for the time in presenting two draft policies for the board's consideration, both on first reading. So I had the pleasure on the fixed assets inventory policy of working with our finance department, who actually brought this to me, saying, look, this is an antiquated value, respectfully, as to the $500 for fixed tangible property that we have and have to have an inventory for. The superintendent and his designees, we have an inventory of our tangible personal property like any large organization should. You'll see that in the record keeping section of this policy. But what's changing, the only thing that's changing in this draft policy is the $500 to $5,000, just to update with the times of values going up, life being more expensive, things costing more, and being purportedly at least worth more. So that's what this policy is as to the fixed assets inventory. Is you will see a mark out of that $500 and an insertion, a replacement value of $5,000, and that tracks with statute. No vote on that is needed since we're just on first read on this, unless it's just the pleasure of the board to do so. Some boards do, but I'll move on if it's the chairman and vice chair members' pleasure to the student expression, protests, and walkouts policy. I want to start out by mentioning what this policy is not. Board members on this very board have come to me and been very clear that we do not want to tamp down on students' freedom of speech rights. We wholly respect students' First Amendment rights, their right to assemble, their right to protest, their right to voice their minds peaceably and in accordance with law. What this does is it puts parameters on when and how you can do that when you have a designated instructional day where teachers are supposed to be teaching and kids are supposed to be learning in their respective classrooms. So the controlling case law on this, still good law today. It stemmed from the 60s and the Vietnam War out of Tinker and Des Moines. Students were wearing black armbands to silently protest the war, and school administrators kind of took it upon themselves to proactively take some punitive measures, suspensions, policies that outlawed the armbands and things like that. Well, the Supreme Court, years later, when that litigation finally came to a head, said you can't do that. In order to punish students in any way, it has to be totally content neutral. You cannot punish content. Far right, far left, you can't punish it. There has to be, quote, an actual substantial disruption to school operations or whatever's happening among and between the students, whatever behavior, their conduct they're engaging in has to otherwise violate the rights of others. That's, in a nutshell, what Tinker is about. So what this does is it just paints a picture, a binding policy picture for our district as to what is in bounds and what is out of bounds. And we could go into 7,500 different hypotheticals. I will not today intentionally, and just say, look, you know, nobody's saying you can't wear a pro this or that t-shirt for your candidate of choice, right, left, in the middle. That's not what this is about. But if a walkout, if a protest, if things start turning violent, if it starts impeding or otherwise disrupting school instruction, other school operations, or interfering with the rights of others, that, and really only then, is when school administrators can step in. You'll notice on page 2 of this policy that there is a section F, administrative response section, where if the school knows in advance, because sometimes you get wind that something's going to go down, there's going to be a mass this or that protest. Again, doesn't matter what the content is, very important throughout this, if it is advanced by this board, that no content, right, left, or in the middle, or anything else that exists content-wise, we stay away from entirely. Supreme Court's been, and that makes sense, right? I mean, people can think what they want to think in America. You still have that freedom. But it says that, look, the superintendent I actually said F, it's E, time, place, and manner regulations. The superintendent or his designee may establish reasonable, content-neutral, time, place, and manner guidelines for student expression. And it's really for health and safety purposes, right? If you've got a mass anything going on at your school where a lot of human beings are participating, things can get more riled up. An example that we have seen other school systems invoke here, just by way of providing a safe environment for that protest to go down, for that protest to happen, even if they're punished from an attendance law standpoint. If they walk out of class, they're not in class, you're going to get dinged for that. You know, you can't just, if it's an instructional day, it's not an excused absence to just decide, hey, we're going to protest this or that, whether or not there's advance notice. But in the event that there's advance notice, what you do have in here, just so that everyone sees this, is that subsection E, where it's a superintendent or his designee may establish reasonable parameters when it comes to sound amplification, because that's going to impede on the classrooms, right, and the learning. Designated on-campus locations. Without reading all of this, what you're thinking about is areas that are somewhat fenced in, a baseball field, gymnasium, softball field comes to mind, where you can account for the students under your instructional control for those roughly 8 hours, if you picture the school time that way. Adult supervision when appropriate, not coming down because of content, but they're there for health and safety. And then requirements for advance notice when feasible. That's probably not going to happen. You're going to hear about these things on social media. You already have. You've seen it on the news in other districts. And this is just, you know, when multiple members of this board came to me and said, hey, could you draft something that jives with, you know, that flows with Supreme Court case law on down to our state law, where we can have order amidst people expressing freely their opinions. That's what this is supposed to be. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sink. Again, these are the first readings. We'll have another reading on the June 22nd meeting. All right, at this time, I'll seek a motion to go into closed session to protect confidential or privileged information, to consult with an attorney, protect the current attorney-client privilege, and personnel matters. I seek a motion for closed session.
Mr. Chairman, I make that motion. We'll go into closed session at this time.
Hearing a motion, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor shall raise a hand. And we'll take a 10-minute recess, and then we'll go back into closed session until 10 till 7. We'll go into closed session. Thank you. All right.